Cool. Right, testing the VWAP here on the Qs. Oh my, DPZ pushing. What's the VWAP for DPZ? Carg is pushing up as well, 2420 and above. Let's see, Hood is pushing, HIMS is having a slight pullback. The swing trading positions are actually looking pretty constructive. So let's see if QQQ sets up to the upside from this VWAP right here. Wait for the first 5-minute candle to close. I'm expecting a trend day to the upside. That's what we are keeping an eye out for. We'll see how it plays out down the road. Let's give it like 2 more minutes and then like take it from there sort of thing. Let's see. We are trading under the VWAP for now. So let us see how the first 5-minute candle closes. We do have multiple data drops at 9:45 and 10. If they recover the VWAP and continue to start bouncing, we'll start with a small option concept, small long position on NQ or small call option on QQQ towards the target of 458.75, 459.56, and 460.50 to the upside. Dominoes testing that 524 again. If you averaged up yesterday alongside with me, you will be sitting comfortable. Carg, new highs, keep an eye out, watch the VWAP. If they can hold the VWAP and continue to keep pushing up, we can add back whatever positions, especially if you've gotten stopped out yesterday, that is. No trades taken so far. Bros took off. What's the VWAP then? Let's focus on the Qs. It's coming in contact with our areas of interest here. Let's see how it plays out. Let me grab my laptop real quick, just a minute. You lot don't have to wait for me for bros, by the way. Bros is looking good. If you want to establish positions, you can go ahead and do so. But wait for the VWAP, and the first 5-minute candle looks like it's closed. Let us see. We are not gonna. Oh shit! Did I mute myself? Yeah. We're not gonna open anything unless we recover the VWAP on the QQQ. It's a beautiful candle on the bros. And now all you're gonna look for is they're coming back towards the VWAP right now, right? So wait and see if they can hold above the VWAP and then establish your positions instead of chasing anything right here. It's sort of scenario. Let's see. Testing the VWAP on the NQ. Let's see if they can hold it from. Dominoes rejecting the 554s again. Let us see if they can recover it. The Qs bouncing above the VWAP. Interested traders can establish small long position here if this 2-minute candle can close above it. And they did. Small long positions on NQ here. Stop losses, lows of the day. This is just me testing the waters, but we still didn't get to our areas of interest yet, which is at lows, but they're above the VWAP so far. We're gonna treat it at face value. As long as they stay above the VWAP, it's just a small position. If they're holding above the VWAP and if they start bouncing higher from here, and then we can average up sort of thing. For options on QQQ, wait for the VWAP to see if they're holding on towards it right here. If they're going to sell off, and for QQQ, the potential price will be 455.30s and change is what you should be looking out for a potential trade. So I just got a small long option on NQ here, but most likely like it's just me testing the waters because they kind of like recapture the VWAP. But if they take out the lows, I'll get stopped out on this, which is currently at what, 18,812 and change. But I will average up if they continue to keep pushing up from here sort of scenario. But the full position, full sizing will be established if they come back down towards this 455.30-ish and change to the downside, which will be around 18,786 on NQ. Stay with the current sizing, no need to make any changes yet. They're pushing up now. Yep, we do have an economic data in another like what, 15, another 4 minutes. So we'll see. Sticking with the current sizing, no changes made. Stops still stay at 18,813. If you want to translate that to QQQ calls, it'll be small position here and you will cut it if they lose this lows at 457. your losses shouldn't be no more than 0.5 to 1% of your account with the sizing. But if it continues to go up, if they take out this 458, we'll average up and then close the entire positions at that 458.75 by leaving some runners towards that 459 to 460 zones. If you're trading this with QQQ, by the way, it's not an option sort of trade yet, but you can mess around with it for small positions. Let's see. We need to hold the VWAP. I won't average up until I see QQQ above 458. We got 2 data drops today, so just be careful. Each coming in at 15-minute interval. By this first 15-minute candle close, you'll get a 1 data drop. And by the second 15-minute candle close, you're going to get another data drop. Two more minutes to go. Interested parties can establish a small position here on Dutch Bros. Your stop losses should not be lower than $34.60 on that position. All right, so this is for ticker symbol BROS, by the way. So the ticker symbol is BROS. Small positions interested people can establish here. And we can average up on that name along the way. Total risk shouldn't be more than 0.5%. One more minute for the data drop. Let us see which direction they take. They continue to push higher here. That is good for us, but need about 458 to complete the positions. Interesting candle. See a follow through now. Beautiful push up north, but need them to clear the 458s on QQQ before adding more to the longs. If you're trading options, if you're one of those sell the spike, trade the gamma sort of trader, whenever you see those big spikes, and especially if you're trading it with 0 DTEs, take some profits off the table, and then like you can add back once 458 is it, but I'm not making any changes to my positions yet. I'm gonna leave the initial sizing on the table, and I'll only add more once they clear the 458s. I'm still expecting a trend day sort of scenario here, by the way, so if it starts bouncing from here, from the VWAP, that'll be great. If it's not, there's always a time for re-entry after 10 o'clock. For bros, interesting traders can establish a small positions with risk no more than 0.5% of their entire account. So your stop losses should be at $34.60. And go to the position sizing tab and plug in the values in there to know that how much shares you should be buying and put the risk tolerance at 0.5%. Don't go full sizing yet. It's not ready for full sizing. We'll average up along the way down the line sort of scenario. So keep the sizing small. We can average up down the line. It's a great looking chart. The crime will be to not get involved. All right, so we are testing 458s here. Let us see if the buyers can take it out, which will be 852s on NQ. This QQQ clears 458, whatever call options you bought before. You can add one more contract and move your stop losses up towards that lows of 944 candle or lows of the 945 candle. We are expecting at least at 18,900s from the NASDAQ today. We can't capture every single one of those moves, of course, but all we need is 3 hours and we can just be done with the day. You can, if you draw yesterday, if you're in the future session, we spoke about ORB. You see the first 5-minute candle, mark the highs and lows of the first 5-minute candle, and then take it from there. The 458 is the highs of that first 5-minute candle, by the way, ORB highs. So we need the price to get back over the ORB highs before establishing entries is what I'm saying. Risking 40. Now I'm going in an initial sizing of 2 contracts. My drawdowns doesn't follow me anymore. My 2% has changed. So if you are under 52,000 in your performance account, so go with 1 contract, 20-point stop. Your entry would have been somewhere around the 30s with the initial sizing on NQ. Stop losses would be at that 813s. So that'll be somewhere around like exact 20-point stops on your name. Average up on NQ once you see the NQ clear the 53s to the upside, and then like move your stop losses up once you average up towards the 25, so that even with the additional contracts added, your risk stays the same at $40 and change. Hope the plan makes sense. If you're in QQQ calls, same plan goes. Your stops will be at the lows of the day on QQQ. And for QQQ, same risk, no more than $40, no more than 2% of your account, or no more than 0.5 to 1% of your account so far. We need QQQ to clear 458 before adding more to the positions or adding more to the contracts. For now, don't add anything. And there's no reason to be removing anything either because you're still trading above the VWAP. We will add more on QQQ once they clear that 450, 853s and change on NQ and 458 on QQQ. They're pushing back down. Watch out here. Rejection from the ORBs. Wait for the 5-minute candle to close. Stop still not hit, by the way. It's still above our stop losses. No need to make any changes. I'll let you know when I get stopped out. For now, still on the position, still on the same size, no changes made. For QQQ, if you want to add more, wait for them to clear the highs of this first 1-minute candle, which is at 458.06 to 458.07 and change. You'll be having more than enough time. It's just been 15 minutes into the open. You'll be having more than enough time to average up on the position. So give it some time. Beautiful shakeout here. Let's see if they can carry it away and take it all the way up. Testing the highs of the ORB again. If they take out this highs, we'll add one more contract and move our stop losses up towards the lows of this 5-minute candle, and then like take it up towards that 860 to 870 and then call it a day. There we go. Beautiful push. Added one more contract, stops move to break evens. So if you're feeling a bit worried, you can wait for this 5-minute candle to close before averaging up, and then buy the next 5-minute candle once they come back towards this 458 and test that 458. You can buy that retracement there. Beautiful push on NQ so far. Let's see if they can push us all the way into that 900 zones, and we can just call it a day once it happens. Still setting up to be a trend day. Currently holding 3 contracts with cost average of 33.50s. Here comes the test. Now you've got to see this 5-minute candle close above this area and then open the next 5-minute candle above that 458 zones. Let's see if the 5-minute candle can close above this 458.06. Then we'll take it from there. That's all right, Aaron. You're not missing much. And especially like if it turns out to be a trend day and if you haven't gotten involved here, it wouldn't actually give you any opportunities for re-entries down the road either. So it's not a trend day yet. We can't say it for sure yet, but let's see how this 5-minute candle closes. And the more it plays out, the better our chances get sort of scenario. Not a bad close, could have been better, but no changes made to the position still. Did you see that on QQQ? Did you add that line to the upside at 458? Watch this. Watch how the price react over here. If they can take out this 458.07 and continue to keep pushing up, that's what we need. Absolutely phenomenal. Sensational so far. 4 more minutes for another data drop. If it pushes up, great. If not, well, if you don't want to hold it through it, you can just like close your positions. You should be positive based off of wherever you entered. So 4 more minutes for another big data drop that will move the markets even further. ISM is an important data. So it depends on what the market does after the data drop. You can re-enter again, but they're still rejecting that ORB high. So we'll see how this 5-minute candle closes and manage it accordingly. Falls under the base hit category still. Testing the VWAP again. Dutch Bros pushing higher. Buyers, let's see if they can step in at the VWAP and then take us from here to clear that ORB highs. Still no changes made to any of the positions. Holding on to the averaged up contracts, stops moved up and still staying. As long as they hold about the VWAP, we are going to hold this position. But anyone who don't want to hold anything into these news events can trim accordingly and close the entire positions down the line. So we do want that pullback towards this level at 455.30, but if it turns out to be a trend day, we wouldn't get it. So might as well get involved with smaller risk, with small sizing here, and take it all the way back up as long as they hold about the VWAP, rather than waiting for something which has less probability of happening, but doesn't mean it won't happen down the road sort of scenario. Two more minutes for the next data drop. And after that is over, it'll be clear skies for us into the close. One more minute to go. So if there is any time for them to break out of this range, that news event is going to offer a nice catalyst for us to do so. We'll see. We'll see in one more minute, we'll know. Nasty. Stopped. Will re-enter again, depends on the VWAP. Let's see. Stops got hit really quick. Wick me out. Testing the VWAP here. Let's see if they can hold it. Re-entered small positions. Nothing more. Stops at the lows of the day again. Same trade, same sizing, no changes. Yeah, we know the risk holding into it, so let's not be surprised that it happens. It's always, we gave us opportunity to re-enter. Now let's see if they can hold above the VWAP and take us all the way up again. They're still holding above the VWAP, by the way, so that's good. That's a good thing. It's a nasty candle, but let's see how it's gonna follow through to the upside, or if it's gonna start pulling back towards the VWAP from here on. got skipped a beat there. Happens. Hope you guys had a chance to re-enter again. It's right back to where it used to be, by the way. So my re-entry was again at 35s, 835s, two contracts will average up about the ORB highs. Wait for this 5-minute candle to close. 2 more minutes to go. So let's see how this 5-minute candle closes, and we'll deal with it accordingly. Still holding above the VWAP, but still struggling to close above that ORB. So if we close above the ORB, exact same plan takes place where we average up and take it all the way back up again. It's a nice opportunity, by the way, for anyone who didn't get involved before, but hindsight right now. We still don't know which side they're going to take. Holding above the VWAP, innocent until proven guilty. One thing you can clearly see is where the sellers are stepping into the upside over and over and over again, by the way, which is at that ORB highs. The buyers need to take that out. Then the next area opens up for that 458.70s and 459s to the upside again. Let's see how this 5-minute candle closes, and we'll deal with it down the line. Setting up to be a good close so far. Now we need some follow through. Closed above the ORB. Let's see if they can get the follow through to hold above the ORB right now and hold the VWAP. Come on, bulls, push it through. Testing the VWAP again. All right, let's just draw this line right here. They do pull back, we're gonna get stopped out and we can look for re-entry once they fill this gap or take us down under this AV gap. So testing the handoffs. Let's see what they do. Stop still stays the same, no changes made. It's just chopping around between the ORB lows and the ORB highs so far. Let's wait for this 5-minute candle close and then make decisions accordingly. Try to hold above the VWAP here on the 5 minutes. 1 more minute to the close for this 5-minute candle. Let's see. Testing the VWAP. $13 is a stop. They fail, we're most likely going to see the overnight VWAP test on NQs, by the way. That happens, we'll buy that right there, which is currently where they bounce from at the opening frame. If they recover the VWAP, that would be great. Let's see. Give it some time. Stop still didn't get hit. Testing the VWAP from down under. Testing the VWAP here. Watch out. Let's see if they can hold it. When is NVIDIA split? Today or tomorrow? 7th, right? Not quite sure when they are offering the split yet. It's just a choppy mess so far, but choppy mess is all right. You need to own shares by tomorrow. Okay. All right, watch it here, the VWAP. Let us see what the price is going to do. And he tries to clear the ORB highs from here. By the way, we shouldn't see a rejection, heavy rejection from the VWAP. Yep. We need a decisive close. Yep, correct. Rose passed on ATR. Yep, start trimming. If you, especially if you went in with full sizing, you can just take some immediately off the table and move your stop losses up on the rest towards today's lows and let the runners do the work. Doing the back and forth dance with the intraday VWAP here. Anchor the VWAP from that today's lows, 10 o'clock candle. Got multiple areas of confluences around that level, by the way. So let them clear this especially like 38s, and we'll consider adding. Need this 5-minute candle to close above the VWAP here. 30 more seconds to go. Good close. Now we need this to hold above the VWAP and take us all the way back up and clear this 850s again. Good push so far, looking constructive. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Give me the new highs, thank you. Break the ORBs. If there is a chance to do so, this is it. This is the candle which should determine. If they take out 458s on the QQQ, we are most likely going to see the highs tested. It's been like testing our patience for a while, but let's hope that it's worth it. Because we don't have any more economic events to look out for into today. Trend day until proven otherwise. Love the sounds of nature, yes and no. Looks like everyone is having it out for me to call me when I'm in live streams. Testing the highs of the day. Beautiful push to the upside. Keep it going, NQ. Love it. Love to see it. Give me the 900s test and we will be out. If you're in call options, start scaling out. 458.75 first area of interest. The next one shows up at 459.76. Take some profits off the table. If you made money, call it a day. If you didn't make money, well, even though it was frustrating for the first few candles, there is absolutely no reason to not make money on this if you stuck to the plan. You might have gotten, we got stopped out once, but we re-entered again, still stayed on the position, and this is looking good so far. Let's see if we can get that 900s test. We will be out and we will just call it a day sort of scenario. So if they come back down on the next candle, next 5-minute candle, and hold above the 50s, that's where you need to look to average up. What an amazing push to the upside, man. Beautiful. Interesting traders, just take out some off the table and put the profit taking target at 459.56 equivalent on QQQ, especially if it turns out to be a trend day. The last thing you want to do is sell everything and then no. Hey, at least I don't have to worry about the trailing threshold on my Apex 250K anymore. It's a nice 4K trade here to the upside. Watch out for the 900s. Once it hit 900s, I will be selling 3 of my contracts, just leaving 1 on the table. Sorry, 2 on the table. Stops at break even. So if they continue to keep pushing up, it can continue to keep pushing up. And I do expect some sort of selling at this level right here. What you can do right now is you see that push from the VWAP on the 1-minute time frame, anchor that candle from 1020. So if they pull back towards that 1020 candle and find buyers, didn't know, hey, I repeated it over and over. If it crosses this 458.56, and we also said this 5-minute candle is when it's going to be a make or break, mostly because they open right above the VWAP and push higher. If you want to add more, pull back, let it pull back towards this ORB or towards the AVWAP coming from that handoff point. If you want to anchor, the exact time which you want to anchor right now is at 1020. A pullback should be holding this 1020 handoff AVWAP. If they come back and touch that again, that's your scale up zone. Out of QQQ, beautiful work, because good trade. Just leaving 2 runners on the table, no more, no less. We'll average up down along the way. If they pull back and consolidate near that 870s, still expecting them to push towards 459s on Qs. So I just need some runners left on the table to take advantage of the same. Anyway, I'm mostly done for the day. My head is killing me. So if you made money, good job. Call it a day and leave some runners on the table with stop staying at break evens. If they continue to push up, you got to stay on those runners regardless. So you can come back and profit taking targets will be at that 459.50 to 460 and change. And on NQ, that'll be equivalent to, I got to stop sharing my screen in order to even load this piece of shit right here. Just give me a minute. You're looking at 950s on NQ to be tested to the upside if they continue to push up. I mean, it won't happen immediately, so it's gonna chop around for a while, but we're talking about by the close. So it's mostly handoff, anchor the handoff and take it from there sort of scenario. If they pull back towards that handoff, find buyers and take out this 900s. Watch out for the 948, 47s, followed by new all-time highs at 19,026 to 19,030 by close. And just gonna leave some runners on the table to do the work. And I'm out of all the positions on the, yeah, I didn't share the screen yet. So just give me a minute. There we go. So we are looking for this highs right here, 19,450. As long as if I want them to pull back here, I want them to pull back towards this handoff zone, the handoff coming from this candle, which is currently at that 458.50 and change. If they do pull back, find buyers and start pushing higher. We are expecting Qs to hit that 459.50. If they break this 459.50, we are looking Qs to hit that 460.51, 461 zones. That's what we're looking for. Let's see what the price does, and we'll handle it real time as necessary. This area right here, the break on the highs of this candle, 459.50-ish and change. If we get it as soon as possible, better. And there we go. Here comes the push of that 18,900. Any pullbacks on the handoffs should be treated as an opportunity to add on to the dips to average up. So if it offered, take it. Don't go too heavy on any of these trades. So if you made money, call it a day. You don't have to be involved by taking it over and over. The averaging up part only is for people who actually are in the trade from the 38s, by the way. This is almost like how many points we captured, almost nearing 100 points right here to the upside. Yes, if you, Rodriguez, if you already made your money, the best thing you can do for yourself and your P&L is just logging out of your brokerage and then staying up, taking a step back from the screen. They are not going to mostly give you that pullback until midday. Trend days can be tricky to trade if you haven't gotten involved from the beginning, because you'll be waiting for the pullback, you'll never get it, and then you're going to FOMO in, and then that's when you're going to start losing money sort of scenario. So don't fall for that trap which they said. If you are already in some runners, leave some runners on the table. Once you make like 100 points to the upside, just close it, call it a day. We are looking for that 459.50 on Qs. So we're almost there. We're almost there at 459.50s. So take some profits off the table and call it a day regardless. The target has been hit, 459.50s. Here it is. Bros is looking beautiful, by the way. Watch out here, close the entire position, done for the day. Anyways, good luck everyone. If you're still trading, and I am done, go ahead and enjoy the rest of the day. Take care. Bye-bye. Peace. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Always happy to help.